So, Coach, back in the day, there was a place for an offensive lineman, maybe an average athlete, to have some success playing offensive line. And I'm sure if there's any average athletes, that's probably where they still are. But it has changed some, and why?
Well, the game's a space game now, and you're right. As the game developed into being, call it what it is. It's a spread offense game. Someone gave me a stat that 90-some% of football in the college football has spread concepts. And spread concept is about what? It's about getting athletes in space. To get athletes in space means you have to have linemen that can do that. So the three qualities that in recruiting that we would look for, number one is the guy got a good base. That means when his feet are underneath him, and base what? Base creates power. So base, can the guy bend? And you made the term earlier today, a little bit of a waist bender. Waist benders have a hard time because they can't function in space. So when you say bend, can you bend at your ankles, your knees, and your hips, not just your hips? So is there flexion throughout your body? And the second one is, can the lineman block a second level player? That means the days of you just leaning on defensive tackles, to me, those days are gone. You need power, but you also need to be able to climb to that second level. And so once again, base, is there bend, and can you block the second level of the defense? Those are what you look for. And the best way, what's the greatest way to go evaluate an offensive lineman? To me, it was almost mandated. I would say I need to go see this kid play basketball.
Right.
And the best offensive linemen are the guys that can go move around on the basketball court. And that's when a lot of times in all the years, I would make more decisions for offensive linemen, my personal decisions, after I watched them play basketball.
Safe to say that Ohio State's probably one of the most athletic offensive lines, probably.
Yeah, the starting five are all NFL players. They were all, I was looking at them today, they're all five-star recruits. They were all highly recruited guys, but they had the three qualities. Every one of them have the three qualities you look for: base, bend, and can they block at the second level.
Let's take a look. Coach, my opinion, no greater tool to teach an offensive lineman than end zone video.
Yeah, and that's why it's so good for the viewer, because the viewer rarely gets to see this. So this is a stretch to our right, the viewer's right. And that means whenever you stretch to the right, I used to have been told when I was a young coach that the center, imagine a string tied to the center. That means the other four players go with the center. And how do I evaluate that as a coach? I want to see the footwork tied with the center. So the center is going to the right. If the left tackle and left guard have to step with their left foot first, that's usually bad athletes. That's bad base, and they're not in a good stance. Watch the number 76, Harry Miller, and Thayer Munford. They both step very nice with the right foot. See that? That's very athletic movement right there. On the right side, you got Nick Petit does a great job. He's stepping with his right foot. You can see Wyatt Davis. He's got a guy, obviously a heavier technique, but they're all tied to the string of the center on the stretch to the right. Good athletic guys, and you can see, watch Josh Myers. Josh Myers is the center coming around, and he blocks us what? A second level player. He blocks the second level of the defense. All right, Coach, we have another stretch play to the viewer's right, and you just focus on the right guard, Wyatt Davis, and his footwork. Remember, we're tied to the center. That means you have to step with your right foot if you're going to the right. I know it sounds simple, but you're talking about 320-pound men, too, that have to get in a stance and move. So Wyatt, I would grade an A+. He takes a short power step with his right foot, and now he's got his good base underneath him, good bend, and he's getting movement. Obviously, the guy's very heavy technique on him, and he gets very good movement. So now let's take a look at the left guard. The left guard is Harry Miller. But watch his first step. Remember, we're tied to the center. We're going to go to our right. And he just loses. He doesn't gain ground on his first step. He's got a very difficult block because the Penn State defense is angling that way anyway. So he's got the hardest block of the whole offense line. But because he's behind him, he never gets enough movement. So and to be fair to Harry, that's the hardest block right now.
Yeah.
Because they are. Watch Penn State's they're blitzing, so they're angling that way to our right. But once again, if he takes it proper and gets more width on his first step, he's got at least a chance to get a stalemate block.